Okay, so if you are finding breadcrumbing or push-pull dynamics exciting and that consistent love to be suffocating, or maybe you're labeling it as obsession, your nervous system has confused chaos with passion and safety with boredom. This is actually a trauma programming that is keeping you from the love that you actually want. When someone is giving you sporadic attention, okay, so those are the late night texts, weeks of silence, followed by this intense connection, your nervous system gets flooded with stress chemicals. The relief, when they finally respond, creates a massive dopamine hit that your brain interprets as excitement and love. You're literally getting high off the anxiety relief cycle. Now, when someone shows up with consistency, so they call you when they say they will, they make plans in advance, expresses genuine interest, your nervous system doesn't know what to do with that energy. It feels flat, maybe boring, because there's no chemical roller coaster. Your system literally misreads their consistency as obsession or too much because it's programmed to associate love with uncertainty. This happens because your nervous system was calibrated during your earliest relationship. So if love came with conditions, emotional volatility, or unpredictability, your system learned that real connection requires earning, chasing, and proving you're worthy. Consistent love doesn't trigger those familiar patterns. So it gets labeled as fake or maybe overwhelming. Now, from a nervous system perspective, you are addicted to the stress chemistry of insecure attachment. When someone breadcrumbs you, your sympathetic nervous system activates. So heart racing, mind obsessing, hypervigilance about their next move. This in turn feels exciting because it's familiar. Your body recognizes this state as love because it matches your original programming. Now, when someone offers stable love, your nervous system can't register it. There's no threat to activate your stress response, no uncertainty to create this obsessive thinking. The calm consistency actually triggers your dorsal vagal system. So meaning the shutdown response, because your system has never learned to stay activated and engaged in safety. From a quantum perspective, your nervous system is tuned to chaotic love frequencies. You can only perceive and attract relationship experiences that match your internal calibration. So when someone operating from a secure frequency tries to connect with you, their energy feels foreign. It feels too intense because your nervous system isn't calibrated to receive steady love. This creates a very toxic pattern. You push away people who could actually love you while chasing people who cannot. The one who gives you breadcrumbs feels exciting because they're activating your trauma responses. The one offering their whole heart feels overwhelming because your nervous system has no framework for processing consistent affection. And unfortunately, you start believing that real love is supposed to be hard, that it's supposed to be uncertain and requires constant effort. You end up mistaking the chemical addiction to stress hormones for genuine attraction and love. Meanwhile, the calm, steady love that could actually heal you gets dismissed as boring or too much too fast. People who confuse breadcrumbs with love often come from backgrounds where emotional availability was not available. Maybe you had a parent who was sometimes loving and sometimes distant. Maybe affection came with conditions. You had to maybe be perfect to receive it. Your nervous system learned that love requires performing, chasing, and tolerating crumbs because that's what felt familiar. Now, when someone shows up fully, no games, no mixed signals, just genuine interest, your nervous system actually panics. This level of availability ends up feeling dangerous because it's unknown. The person offering breadcrumbs feels safer because you can control the level of intimacy. When they pull back, you're not fully exposed. When they return, you get the relief without having to truly be vulnerable. But the person offering their whole heart, that person feels terrifying because they're asking you to match their level of vulnerability. Your nervous system, which is programmed for scarcity, cannot handle that much emotional abundance. It feels like too much, too fast, because your capacity to receiving love is still programmed by childhood limitations. Now, what makes this pattern really interesting is that you'll often find reasons to justify pushing away the available person. So you'll say things like they're moving too fast, something's wrong with them, something feels off, or they're too into me, which is freaking insane. Meanwhile, you will rationalize the breadcrumbers behavior. They're just scared, or they need time, or they just show love differently. From a nervous system standpoint, you're protecting yourself from the very thing that you want the most. Consistent love feels threatening because it requires you to expand beyond your familiar relationship patterns. Your system would rather stay in known dysfunction than risk unknown healing. So the solution isn't forcing yourself to accept love you're not ready for. It's gradually expanding your nervous system's capacity to receive consistent affection. This means healing the original wounds that taught you love comes with condition and uncertainty. NeuroSomatic Breathwork actually addresses these attachment patterns by accessing the cellular memories. During breathwork, you can re-experience those early moments when love felt conditional, and you can allow your nervous system to develop the new capacity for receiving abundance. I actually worked with a client who kept sabotaging their relationships with emotionally available men while staying obsessed with the guys who barely texted her back. During our session, she was actually able to connect it to when her mom would withdraw love whenever she showed neediness as a child. Her nervous system learned that wanting love was dangerous and that the little scraps of affection were safer than asking for more. So as she healed that pattern, everything in her life shifted. The breadcrumbers' behavior started to feel genuinely unappealing instead of attractive to her. When an emotionally available man showed consistent interest, instead of feeling suffocated, she felt curious about what it would be like to truly be seen and chosen. The key insight is that you can't receive love beyond your nervous system's current capacity. When someone offers you more love than your system believes you deserve or can actually handle, it gets rejected as too much. But when you heal the scarcity programming, consistent love starts to actually feel like the gift that it actually is. This is exactly what I help my clients with. Right now, I am offering my 2-week nervous system reset and my intensive 6-week nervous system reset program. Plus, I would like to invite you to experience this transformation live at my New York City event on October 4th. So if you are tired of being addicted to people who can't love you properly and you're ready to feel excited about someone who can, message me about either opportunity. And if you are watching this, then your nervous system is ready to recalibrate to real love.